Something you guys probably don't know is that I don't really care about ships all that often. It's not that I mind shipping, it's just that I haven't really like found myself all that attached to too many pairings or the culture of it. But there are some ships that I have enjoyed every now and then. Cloud and Aerith, me and Miguel, and my most favorite one as of recent, Trump x Biden. Okay, maybe we're starting off a little too strong. Welcome back to the channel, dear viewer, where I put myself through the most mind-numbing topics possible for your enjoyment. Today we're talking politics, especially with the presidential election between Trump and Biden now in full swing. You can tell I wrote this part of the script before the events of recent happened. It has been one hectic month, especially with Trump nearly getting assassinated and Biden resigning, all happening like not even 2 weeks apart from each other. And while we could sit here and think about the repercussions this could have in the world and how we're basically living through history right now, we could also just cope by shipping two old men together. It's been a trend as of recent on social media to ship Biden and Trump together, especially with the election coming up. But that kind of doesn't work since Biden dropped out. But it does give Angst opportunities to all you writers and editors out there. Just as a forewarning, I do not like Trump or Biden as people, and Trump especially, because I know if he saw me walking down the street, I get a taste of
one Mexican down.
Today we're going to look through all the Triden ship content and come to the conclusion of whether or not these two are star-crossed lovers or just a joke that isn't funny. Spoiler alert, it's not the latter. Triden for life. Before we get into recent content, we need to do our history and look into the origins of this ship. Back in March 2020, the first ever Triden AO3 fic was posted, known as Queering the Quarantine. Not to be confused with the fic posted in 1950 called Heh, Date Bayo, which has such great lines like NO! So, you know, ups and downs. We also can't exclude one of the first Wattpad fics known as A Passionate Night With You, posted on September 2020, in which I will read a line from right now. You don't have any idea how much I've yearned for this moment. How much I yearn to defile you in a way that no one has ever defiled you before, Biden says as he undid his own pants. Your asshole better get ready for a beating, he said while entering Trump. Biden son, you're too big. This isn't even half of my monster cock, Biden said smugly without warning. Biden thrusted everything all at once. Wait, he went in, like, with no prep? Brokeback Mountain style? God, Trump's a victim! Alright, I think we've had enough for a history lesson. We'll revisit fanfiction in a bit, but right now we should get into recent content. 4 weeks ago, the presidential election happened, and if we ignore how stoned out of his mind Biden looked, we can talk about how this marked the rise of Triden. Trump and Biden mentioned going golfing, and the internet ran with it.
But by the way, I told you it's not happy to play golf. You can carry your own bag. You can do it.
You know, if you told me back in 2020 that Trump and Biden would be associated with Chappelle Roan and shipped together, I would probably believe you. This was pre-Trump assassination and Biden dropping Gallo, mind you. And don't worry, we'll cover the things from those eras because they get angsty. Until then, let's talk about more things from this era, like my Triden headcanons from user Trump Biden shipper on TikTok. Biden is really insecure, but Trump reassures him constantly. Trump has a lot of internalized homophobia, but Biden tries to comfort him and get him through it. Biden gave Trump AIDS, and Trump forgave him. I gotta say, these are some mighty fine headcanons that Trump Biden shipper has given us. Like, I'd be surprised if they don't know them personally because these are so good. So, you see what we're dealing with, right, dear viewer? Pretty obvious that most of these are just joking and putting these two on like a satire perspective to make fun of them, I hope at least. Some people get way too creative with it though, because why are we making gotcha edits in a Trump x Biden artwork? And why is it kind of getting me on their side? Trump shares a look with Joe as he begins to walk off. The truth slips from his lips as his heart, broken yet again, cannot hold it back any longer. Ugh. Okay, I'm sorry, dear viewer, I do not know what came over me. Well, that was slightly terrifying, but I mean, at least I won't actually get consumed by the ship, right? Let's move on. So that was the first era of Triden. Nothing serious, all things considered, kind of just making things up and taking a couple lines out of context. But then the Trump assassination happened. Let me tell you, when the ship material from this event skyrocketed, I mean it, the angst went crazy. The Trump assassination needs no explaining. Some guy went bang bang, hit the guy's ear. It makes me wonder how security is that incompetent. And then he got sent to the hospital. But did you also know that Biden called Trump after it happened to make sure that he was okay? God damn it, you were doing so well, you know? Ah, fucking here. Biden dropped everything, tore apart his schedule, ran out there, just to announce to the world how happy he was that his boo-boo bear Trump was still alive. I think I'm ill. Like I said, this is where Triden really took off, and there was a lot more fan work, and even worse, people were beginning to put effort into the fan work. If that wasn't bad enough, we've also got AUs being created now. Like the AU where Trump's shooter didn't miss, and as a result, Biden becomes a mourning widow. I can't imagine how Biden must have felt. Man, you're so nervous around nearly dying, and the fact that you're just supposed to be okay with it, even though deep down you wish your love could work. The man who you know that you're supposed to hate because you're on opposing sides, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. The man who has to live knowing that Trump can't become the first gentleman just because they can't be together? Was it casual when Biden smiled at Trump only? Huh? Huh, society? Huh? So a couple days later, Biden got COVID and dropped out of the election. I don't have much to say about that. Here's a fitting edit, I suppose. You see, this is the moment where Triden became indisputably canon, because Biden dropping out is one thing. I feel like most people wanted that after we saw that he was like on his last limb. But Trump going into a coping delusion is another. Trump was like really just out here tweeting like, no guys, it's not over. He's gonna come back, I swear. The Triden angst really hit its peak here with people making out like Trump was hollow and that like he could never get that rush ever again. Like Kamala Harris, sure, she was a tough opponent, but she could never replace that Biden-filled hole in his heart. It's the way that some people were genuinely sad that Biden dropped out, not because they like lost their Democratic representative, but because they wouldn't get any more Trump and Biden face-to-face stuff. Like, I mean, imagine who would ever like get upset about that? Like, what kind of person would ever? Me. I'm people. I don't really think I have much more to say about Triden. That was kind of just a basic recap of the ship and some of its content. But if you want to like look into it yourself, then like be my guest. Now, circling back to the whole fanfiction thing I talked about earlier at the beginning of the video, I recorded a dramatic retelling of a Triden fanfic with a couple of friends of mine, so if you want to hear that, go ahead. I'm just kidding, it's playing right now.
Donald hooks a finger in Joe's collar, pulls him down, and presses their lips together. Just
Yeah, you know, I think I'm just gonna end the video right here. If you enjoyed it for like any reason, I don't know why the hell you would, then thank you, and I'm so glad you made it to the end. I'd really appreciate it if you supported it in any way, and aside from that, thank you and farewell.
Sunday morning, vacant doorway.